And now, a symbol of strength and survival, Aviva and Keith Siegel, captivity survivors, brave people. Please join us. Here, hold on to your microphones, please. Aviva, microphone. Keith, Aviva, thank you so much, first of all, for joining us. We were just at the Israel Parade, Central Park. A year ago, I was here talking to Aviva since I've met Aviva in Washington and Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. Did you know how much she was fighting for you?
First of all, thank you very much for having us with you today. It's special for me to be here. It's special for us to be here. I had a few amazing opportunities to see Aviva when I was in captivity, but I had no idea to the extent that Aviva and my family and the people of Israel were fighting to get me and to get all of us back. It was amazing too, and I'm still learning about things that I didn't know about when I was in captivity. So truly amazing and very, very proud of the strength of my family and the people of Israel.
So inspiring.
And all of you as well, I must add.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. You have been so supportive all along from October the 7th until today. And we really, really are grateful to all of you for all of you have done. Thank you.
Aviva, I saw a reporter trying to take you back to October 7th. That may be difficult, but there's a moment that I wanted, if you could take us back to, the hug. The hug between you two. You were hoping that the next day you'll be freed. What do you remember, first of all, from the moment you part, the moment that you were freed and Keith stayed inside captivity?
Well, I was told that I was going. Thank you for being here for us. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it so much. I didn't believe them when they said that you're going to Israel, because they lied to us all the time. So I only understood that I'm going to Israel when I met the first soldier, and then understood that I'm free.
Even when you were being maneuvered, being
Yes.
moved from place to place, you were afraid that it was part of some sort of game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then when we met the soldiers, I burst into tears. I cried like a baby. They tried to comfort me, and I was just crying because of the whole day that I didn't know where they're going to take me. I wasn't with Keith for the last 24 hours, and I didn't know what they're going to do to me, if they're going to kill me or what they're going to do to me. So I was really, really scared. And I met the soldiers, and then I started thinking about Shai, my son, that I was sure that he was killed on the 7th. And I remember trying to figure out, how am I going to manage to see my 3 girls without my son? And I said to the girl, the social worker that was with us, that I think I'm going to faint. And seeing my 3 daughters without my son, and she said that I won't faint, she'll hold me. And then she came up to me after a while and she told me, your son is alive. And I was full of emotions, and I was just so happy that Shai is alive. I didn't think about, at that time, about nothing, just about Shai. I didn't even think about myself coming out, just that my son is alive. And then when I arrived to Israel, it was one of the happiest moments. And I remember saying to myself, be happy. Be happy for your kids, because you're home for them and you're their mom. But I was very, very worried about Keith. And the Hamas terrorists said that Keith is going to come home maybe tomorrow or the day after. I tried to believe that, but it just didn't happen. So I fought for Keith for a year and a half, and then Keith came. And I remember waiting for him and waiting in the room with lots of people, waiting for him to get out of Gaza just to see what he looked like. And then I could see him, that he was there, standing. I could see that he was pale. I could see that he was very thin. But when I did meet Keith, I want to just share with you that I was shocked. Keith had lost more than 30 kilos. He looked like a skeleton. He looked sad, and he didn't look like Keith. So we were both in a shock. Keith was in a shock. I was in a kind of a shock too. But I want to say that it's a miracle. I still have to pinch myself to say Keith's here and he's alive. But I do know how special it was for me, and I want for Gali and Zivi from Kraza, the twins, and Fallon Oil, that I just heard him playing on the piano. His parents let me listen to him play the piano, and it was so moving and so touching. And he seems like such a sensitive person. And for Matan, Angus, that is still there, and all the hostages that are there suffering, I know what it's like being in Gaza. And
So-
I wanted so badly for them to come back.
So, about that suffering, Keith, I don't want to, as a journalist, I'm supposed to ask you what exactly happened, what is, go into the nitty gritty. But let me ask you, what is important for you that we all understand about what is happening there? What happened to you?
It's very important for me that you all understand what the hostages are going through. I was held in captivity for 484 days, and I think one of the most difficult challenges was not knowing when or even if I was going to be released. I was thinking about my family and how they're suffering. I was quite sure they were suffering much more than I was. I think about the hostages that remain in Gaza. There's still 58 of them there. 4 of them I know personally. I spent time in captivity with them. And the feeling of getting my freedom and being back home and them staying behind in the horrible conditions that they're being held in the immediate danger that they're in every day, the abuse of all kinds that they're experiencing, I just want you to please do whatever you can do to help us all together, all of us together, to get all of the 58 hostages back as soon as possible.
Amen. As a family, what is your mission to get back to life? Your mission now is, of course, about the hostages. We see it, it's very clear. Are you thinking about the day when you'll be focused on getting back to normal, getting back to life?
I think after 484 days in Gaza, what helped me there a lot was just focusing on getting through the moment. Not even the day, but just the moment, focusing on the good things that I had amongst this horrible situation that I was in. It's very hard for me to look beyond the day. We are totally committed and engaged to do whatever we can do, Aviva and I and our family, after experiencing it firsthand, and that's what we're focused on. For now, I look forward to the joyous day when all of the hostages have been released back to their families, and then I can start to think about what I will be doing in my life.
Do you have also messages, or do you meet also sometimes the bereaved families, the soldiers who were out there trying to do whatever they can also to find you, to help you?
Yes, I just want to say that Idan Alexander has just come back, and their family were the happiest family in earth. But I want to say that all the Jews all over the world were the happiest, because it just, if you save one person, you save a whole world. And I want to say that everybody needs to come back. The 58 need to come back. the families that haven't buried their loved ones, I think it's just one of the worst things just to tell them even to wait, because they need to get them back and have a closure and feel like it's true. I know that some of them don't even believe, because, you know, it's very difficult to believe. So we need that for them too.
Do you, Keith, have a message to also the bereaved families of the IDF soldiers who have been part of this war for a year and a half?
My message is that I hug you all. I am extremely grateful for your loved ones that passed away, that were killed while trying to get us out and while getting the hostages out and also defending the state of Israel. And I am very, very grateful and appreciative to all of the fallen Israeli soldiers. And I really, really hug and send my support and my love to all of the families that have lost their loved ones.
Is there anything else you'd like to share before we end?
I would like to. Yesterday we were walking in the park, and somebody came up to me and said that he's going back to Israel, that he's been called to go back to the army, and he's been in the army for more than months, but he needs to go back. And then I saw a tear in his eyes, and I hugged him, and we both cried. And while I was hugging him, I thought about his parents, how worried they're going to be when he's going to be in Gaza. And these are kids. He's young. I would give him maybe 22 years old. And I'm very worried about what's happening now in Israel. I'm against wars. Keith is against wars. Keith and I came out with a deal, and only by taking a deal, we need them all back. We need them so badly. Israel, most of the people, I think that at least 99% of the people, when they see me, they cry and they sad of what Keith and I went through, and that there still are 58 hostages. I just don't understand us as humans leaving them there and waiting until be at the right time. The right time was yesterday, a year ago, a long time ago. And I just want to add that if there is anybody that's injured or anybody that needs help, us as Jews are the first ones to help them.
In the whole world. Help people around the world.
There's Magen David Adom, there's Mada, there's Ichud V'Atzala. There's so many people that want to go there and just help people that they need help. And now we've got the hostages that are suffering. I was underneath the ground with Keith, and Keith and I touched death because there was no oxygen for us.
You felt it.
I touched death. So they're suffering, and us as Jews need to do everything we can to get them all out. And that's what Keith and I are doing. And I can't see myself going back to life and just forgetting about what's happening. I cannot allow myself with Gali and Zivi, they deep into my heart, and Anon Oil and Matan and all the hostages, and we need to bring them back now.
Aviva, Keith, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.